morning, guys. I come to you in good spirits. Welcome to a new YouTube video. It is Monday, January 5th, basically the real start of the new year. I feel like when New Year's is like during the week, people don't start the real New Year's until the following Monday, and that Monday is today. So obviously this comes, I made a YouTube video. I posted it a couple of days ago just about the new IPF rules. I think that's like kind of like the elephant in the room here. Shit, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's very, very unfortunate. But, you know, we still have to keep pushing. We still have to keep grinding. We still have a meet to prepare for. And we're going to see how those new rules impact lifters on the platform in a real way. Because once again, I said it many times in the video, rules are rules, but how they're officiated is a whole different story. So we'll see how this is going to impact lifters. And just got to keep doing what we got to keep doing. At the end of the day, it doesn't really impact how I lift technique-wise. I think for the most part, it's like I will have to start doing away with the chain as I get closer and closer to the meet, just to kind of like re-emphasize the fact that I will not have this piece of jewelry on when I'm lifting, because it has been something that I've had on for the past like 4 years. And when you have something that you could repeatedly do on big lifts and in training sessions, you kind of grow like attached to that accessory. So I'm gonna have to adjust to not having it anymore. Shouldn't be too bad. And then also just like figuring out different ways to, I could be reserved on the platform, but like just not over celebrating to a point where I might disqualify a lift or get reds or actually disqualify myself. So with that being said, we are currently 27 days out, a little under 4 weeks. We are gonna be pushing hard somewhat this week, and then especially next week. And then after that, we're gonna be cruising into the meet. So today is Monday. That means we have bench, and we are gonna go work to a heavy single and do some volume work and have a great training session. See you guys at the gym. Okay, I know I said I was gonna be at the gym, but I actually forgot that I didn't put on any cologne. And you guys know I love to smell good whenever I'm training. And that brings in the sponsor of this video, Scentbirds. Yeah, that's right. We back in 2026 working with Scentbirds again. Now, for those of you guys that have been out of the loop, I'm gonna tell you exactly what Scentbirds is. Scentbird is a subscription-based website that allows you to choose from over 900 fragrances before you commit to a full-size bottle. Yo, they even got a quiz on the website that encourages you to experiment with different fragrances, and they'll even offer personalized suggestions based on your preferences. And they even come in these small and easy to carry bottles. Yo, check this out right here. I'm gonna show you guys how these bad boys work. So right now it is currently closed. I cannot squeeze or spray anything. Now check this out. All you gotta do in order to open it up is just twist it right over here. And I'm gonna show you guys the amount that they give. This is actually a 30-day supply. So once it's on that open slot, let me show you guys right here. Once it's on this open slot, you could actually spray it, and we're gonna roll down 4 different fragrances to see which one is gonna make the cut for today's training session. So we're gonna start with this one right here. These words are a little bit crazy. Hernan Band by Arquizit. Arquizit. Sheesh. So the top notes of this one are gonna be Persian saffron, coffee absolute, myrrh, frankincense, and sandalwood. So let's go ahead and spray this. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now next up we have interesting bottle. This doesn't come in their typical spray bottles, so I'm very curious to see what this one smells like here. So what we have is Shewood by Scholar Clean Beauty. This is gonna have golden caramel, guaiac wood, and crystallized amber. I think I would just roll this on. Yeah. Whew. That is a strong scent, but it actually smells really good. It literally smells like caramel candy. That's not bad at all. I kind of like that. Yo, check this out. It comes in this interesting bottle. It's different from the other ones, but all you have to do, it has like this rolly thing. And I think that it's what happens is that it gets in the oil and you just kind of roll it on. I like that. That's good. Okay, so next up we have Black Iris by Borsellino. So the top notes of this are gonna be bergamot, cardamom, iris, cedarwood, and amberwood. Let's go ahead and spray this and see it. Once again, all you gotta do is twist and it is ready to spray. I like that. Really burned my nose right there. Last but not least, we have Sugarful New York Bordeaux by Michael Germain Purse. So the top notes on this are gonna be grapefruit, dark chocolate, lavender, sandalwood, and vanilla praline. Before we spray it, I think this one's gonna be the one because it has some of my favorite top notes. So we're gonna check it out. Yep. Oh, this is the one. Has this fresh smell. Oh man. This is gonna be the one for today's session. Now with that being said, Scentbird is just under $18. But check this out, I got something for you. If you scan the QR code, click the link in my description box or use code Orhii55, you'll get free delivery straight to your door and a free case. I don't know, if you ask me, getting Scentbird for that first month for only $9 sounds like a steal. But anyways, thank you so much to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. I'm gonna be rocking Sugarful New York for today's training session. Now, I'll catch y'all at the gym. All right, we're warmed up and ready to get after it. So today we have obviously a single RPE 7-ish, 7 to 8. We're gonna be working up anywhere from 418 to 441. Obviously, best case scenario, we want that 200 kg bench. So let's get to work. Okay, so I'm taking a different approach for bench for today's session. I'm taking my time, chilling in between sets, really focusing on my technique. I felt like in my last, like 2 videos ago, I kind of explained, I think I found, you know, my happy medium. I think before I was getting a little bit too close stance with my base, with my feet. Now I'm widening a little bit more, and I'm feeling a lot tighter, and technique's feeling a lot better. So hopefully we're able to bust this down, but I'm just letting you guys know the technique, the vibe is different for today's session. Just taking it nice and smooth, whatever's there is there, and we're gonna be satisfied with that. 374, let's get to work. We got 418 pounds on the bar right now. This is gonna be a tester single. I obviously want more, but we gotta execute good technique, and let's see where we go from there. Mm. 14 was alright. 14 was alright. Fuck it. 441. So I did the 440. I didn't record it. I don't know if, like, you know when like your camera goes into like sleep mode if you don't touch it for a minute. I don't know if that's what happened exactly when I pressed the button, but it literally did not record. Fuck. So I can't even like give an accurate depiction. I mean, you guys didn't see how the weight moved. I was thinking about taking it again, but it's like, hey man, I'd rather just like trust my gut, and you know, it moved okay. And we're just gonna have to drop the weight down and start our working sets, man. That is fucking annoying. It's mostly annoying because I wanted to review it with the technique, making sure that my feet are on the ground, there's a good pause. I'm not heaving as I'm benching and all that type of shit. And on top of that, you know, I want to set it off to Joey to get some feedback. Didn't get none of that. So I'm just gonna have to like, just move on to the working sets and then tell them, hey, this is how my warm-up, this is how my last warm-up moved, and I bumped it up another 22, and it moved good too. So let me double check what I'm supposed to be doing on back down sets. I'm supposed to do like, I think 3 sets of 7, RP 6 to 7. I think that's gonna be probably anywhere between 331 and 352 for the back down sets, depending on how good I feel, but fire! So I finished up my workout and I was, I finished up my workout. I was actually getting ready to write down in my notebook, and I realized my notebook is from 2025 all the way to 2026, so I can't write it no more. Let me show you guys. So like, damn, and it literally fell apart. Like, look at this. Fell apart at the perfect, not perfect time, but it literally made it all the way to 2026. So let's see. When did I start documenting? I think I started documenting, boom. So this is all the way back in March. I think my last notebook was, yeah, January. So just looking at like what I was doing towards March of this year is crazy. Literally filled this thing up all the way to the very, very beginning of 2026. So like literally, I gotta go buy a new notebook. But overall, today's training session was alright. Wasn't bad, wasn't bad. I just didn't record my top set. I wish I could sit here and analyze it a little bit more, or actually analyze it. But all I can do is go off my memory. It moved okay, it wasn't too bad. So that's pretty much it. So we're about to head on over to Discount Tire because I got a nail in my shit. I don't know when it happened. Excuse me, I don't know when it happened, but there's a nail in my shit. Just gonna get that taken care of, get back to the crib. And I've been dealing with something, I'm gonna talk about when I get back to the crib, but I've been dealing with something ever since Saturday. My Saturday session was so disgusting, bro. Like I moved 484, probably the fastest I've ever moved it, but something happened that Saturday, and I'll talk about it when we get back to the crib. All right, tire is replaced, groceries have been picked up, and we are about to talk about what happened this past Saturday. So this past Saturday, smashed a phenomenal workout. 484 moved as fast as it has ever moved before. I was using so much force production to get the weight up, just to flex how fast I can move the weight. And I noticed immediately, damn, my knee's flaring the fuck up. So when I finished up my workout, I'm like walking back to my car. I think I did like 25 minutes or 30 minutes of cardio just walking on the Stairmaster. And I noticed, and I'm pretty in tune with my body, I could tell that a lot of fluid was building up on my knee. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to like ice and all that kind of stuff. But when I got back to the crib, I literally could not walk anymore. Like this past weekend, Saturday evening, like Saturday afternoon, evening, and Sunday morning, I could not walk. Like I was like walking kind of just like gingerly, like bringing this along. Didn't have any flexion in my knee or the ability to bend it. So this right here, big upgrade, like big upgrade. Even doing that, like I could feel the fluid and I could feel the resistance. It's kind of hard to explain if you haven't had knee surgery, because once again, I've torn my ACL and my meniscus. So sometimes like people always ask me like, what do you do for your legs? And it's like, honestly, I built my leg strength up from squatting every day and the size as well. And I used to hit legs hard, but like it's like hit or miss whether or not my knee's gonna be able to bend or not, because it fills up with so much fluid. And like the scar tissue in there is probably crazy. So every so often, my knee gets fucked up and I can't walk, I can't really move. And sometimes it's concerning. It hasn't happened in a minute. So when it happened this weekend, I was like, bruh, am I gonna have to pull out? Pause. Pull out from Sheffield? Like, what the fuck is this? And I mean, shit, I got a heavy ass squat session tomorrow. So I've been icing it. I took 2 Epsom baths. Yesterday, I was icing my knee like crazy. I'm honestly about to run like 3 Epsom baths today. Like I'm gonna be in the bath 3 times. So I'm gonna eat it my lunch and then I'm gonna jump straight into the Epsom bath, work a little bit, maybe give like another 2 hours, jump right back in, ice my knee, after I come out, ice my knee, relax a little bit, and then jump back in before I go to bed, and then ice my knee as well. So I just need to be as prepared as possible for tomorrow's squat session because it's pretty fucking heavy. The top end is supposed to be like 771. You know what I mean? And it's like, I want my knee to be obviously as healthy as possible to jump into that shit. So we gonna see. I told Joey about the situation. I was like, hey bro, this is what I was dealing with this past weekend. Just letting you know. I pretty much got it under control, but I'm just letting you know there's a possibility that your boy may or may not be able to do tomorrow's squat workout, but I'll let him know. Shit, man. Sometimes being an athlete, it's a little nerve-wracking. You can feel like you're on top of the world. Like, I literally did that set, and I was like, ooh, man. I was telling Jay, because Jay was with me. I was like, ooh, Jay, like, I got something for their ass. And then literally my knee was like, well, I got something for your ass. And I was like, dang. So anyways, let me start speaking positive things into existence. Tomorrow's squat session is gonna go really well. And I was telling him that like, hey, if I gotta nut up through it, like if I just gotta lock in and grit my teeth, it is what it is. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. So we're on Epsom bath number 1. And we actually just got some great information while I was eating my lunch. Let me pull up Pete's Instagram to announce this. This is why it's important to speak up. And I'm not saying it works every single time, but I feel like the influx of people that spoke up about the current rule changes or like the most recent IPF rule changes that are supposed to be implemented this year, they actually listened and they changed things. Yeah, people are DMing me at a high rate. So, okay, the IPF has listened and delayed implementing the new rule book until March 1st. The 2025 rules will still apply for now, including for Sheffield. So yeah, we're good. We're good. Sheffield, we're gonna be allowed to celebrate. We're gonna be allowed to have fun. I think what happened is that they saw the response from the powerlifting community, and also shout out to, let me find it. Shout out to you. Damn. Instagram's new updates makes it hard for Owen to find where we're going. Okay, Yuri Boyga. I'll have his app. But shout out to him because he said, he DM'd me, he's like, the new IPF rules will be postponed. We rioted in Germany and got this done. I think like they went and protested outside of like the IPF headquarters or something like that. I'm not too sure. But here's another official statement. The IPF Executive Committee has approved the postponement of the implementation of the 2026 IPF Technical Rulebook to March 2026. Following feedback received from member nations and individual stakeholders. Accordingly, the IPF Technical Rulebook effective March 2025 will remain in force on an interim basis until February 28th, 2026. So basically there's change. There's change. Not change, but the change is gonna be postponed and maybe they're gonna revise some things and correct some things. I think for me personally, the biggest thing was definitely the necklace and the celebrations, just because you want to express individuality in the sport. And it is a good reassuring feeling to know that the IPF is listening. And if you make a big enough conversation about what's currently going on, they will open their ears. I'm not saying it's gonna change every single time, but they will open their ears. And I think that this is a good thing. Very curious to see how this is gonna move forward, but I do believe that, we should be afforded certain type of leeways when it comes to expressing ourselves and celebrating, because I feel like that makes the sport bigger. I didn't think that the celebrations were taking away from the sport. Obviously do things and make rules that you think is taken away from the sport, but celebration and necklaces, I feel like is very, very, very low on the totem pole when it comes to improving the sport and making it a lot more enjoyable for those competing and watching. So super happy about that. That's great news. So that's fun. Great news. Everyone's DMing me too, so appreciate that. But we're gonna be soaking in this Epsom bubble bath for the next, probably like another 10 minutes or so. Leg, knee feels great. The mobility is getting better and better. I texted Joey about this, just cause like, I think athletes and powerlifters don't understand how important it is to make sure your coach knows everything that's going on with your body. We already have a plan B if I can't execute tomorrow. Like we literally broke it down right then and there. It's like, hey, I'm just letting you know, this happened on Saturday. I wasn't gonna tell you until, I wasn't gonna tell you if it didn't become a thing, but it's become somewhat of a thing, and it's just like bringing this up for your concern, just in case you all of a sudden hear from me on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and I tell you that, hey, I can't go. You know, so he already devised a plan B. Like we literally talked about it for about 5 minutes. He's like, hey, in the event that you can't go, here's the game plan. And yeah. So the main goal is to make sure that we could go tomorrow. So I'm gonna be doing my Epsom baths. I'm gonna be icing my knee later. And we're just gonna keep repeating that and then making sure my body is as ready as possible to go tomorrow. Talk to your coach, man. Let him know what's going on. It sucks, but staying on the same page and making sure that you're constantly communicating is very, very important if you want to get the most out of them. All right, let me lock in. So this is what I'm immediately doing coming out of the Epsom bath. And actually, my knee feels great. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like, it feels great. When I got out the Epsom bath, I was like, damn, it feels like my knee's back to normal. But I'm not gonna let that be a false indicator. It feels good right now. I'll reevaluate in the next like maybe 2 hours or so, because it's already 4:30. So I'm gonna evaluate probably in the next like hour or so, probably jump back in the Epsom bath a little bit, and then see if that third time is needed. But I'm just gonna kick back here, get some work done. I had a meeting, but let's see, get some work done, and then that'll be it. I'm literally just excited, man. Now that, you know, we get to Selly at Sheffield, I'm excited. Obviously, powerlifting isn't only about Sellies and chains and all that kind of stuff, but you do want the ability to express yourself freely, and hearing that news has been great. So now I can focus on all the little things, right? Like the lifting part. And then also just getting my fit ready. I need to get like my actual finalized fit down to a T, because I currently do not have that done yet. All right, so I'm back in the bath for session number 2. My knee actually feels really good. It's funny because while I'm inside this bathtub, my knee feels phenomenal. And I think I'm actually only going to do 2 baths tonight, or baths today, because I don't want to dehydrate myself for tomorrow's training session. I need to actually get some water in. So I think this is gonna be a healthy medium, I think this is gonna be the best option, because my knee feels way better. Like I actually feel like it's close to somewhat back to normal, and I just want to keep this going, because last thing I want to do is have extremely tough training session tomorrow and then not be able to do it. Obviously we have plan B, but I want to make sure we go with plan A. I'm supposed to squat, so this is crazy. I'm supposed to squat 350 kilos tomorrow, 771 pounds. And that's the heaviest prescribed squat coming off a deload that I've ever had with Joey, I'm pretty sure. Like usually we're building up to a 350 or something like that. And it's like, nah, brother, we had deload last week. We coming off of that straight out the gate with 771 pounds. And I'm like, oof, I bet. And then when I'm supposed to hit when I'm supposed to hit next week, crazy. So just want to make sure that I am prepared, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous as fuck. Like I be getting nervous for these type of training sessions. And it starts the week before, like when I'm looking at the block and it's like, are you supposed to be doing this next week? So then my body, I'm thinking about success, but I'm also nervous because I'm thinking about how fast I want it to move, how it's gonna feel in my back. I'm like visualizing everything. Like I get more nervous for lifts in training than I do actual competition, which is insane. But I know that everything that I'm doing now, like building up to those competition moments, starts like in training. So if I don't hit this, then like my mind starts to unwind, because it's like, damn, if I can hit this now, I can hit this one. You know what I'm saying? So you just want to get it right in training, So then when you're on the platform, you're not even thinking about getting right. You're just showing everyone that you can get it right. Okay, we got about 3 more minutes in here, then we out to make dinner. Good morning, today's the day. Knee feels pretty good. I'd say maybe like 80% or so, maybe even 90%. Little resistance whenever I try to hyperextend and bend my knee a little bit, but I feel like once I put on knee sleeves, that'll help a little bit more, just like with the comforting feeling of bending my knee and getting into the squat position and then adding weight. But the real test is just gonna be like what happens when I add legitimate weight onto my back and then try to bend my knee and move. And if it's like extremely if it's extremely uncomfortable, I may just like pull the plug. But we won't know until we're under the bar, squatting, getting after it. So let's see what's up. Let's go to the gym. All right, I'm warmed up, ready to get after it. Knee feels a little sketch, but I think that once I put my knee sleeves on, which I already have, I'm actually gonna roll these up for my entire warm-ups, because usually I'll have them on for like halfway through and then I'll tighten them up or pull them up. I'm gonna try my best to get my knee warmed up and see what we can do for today's training session, if we can even train. So let's get to work. All right, right now it's not too bad. It's weird because I feel no pain, but I'm expecting pain as I'm getting into the squat position, like when I'm actually squatting the weight. And I'm like, okay, this is when I'm supposed to be feeling pain, and then I'll hesitate. And it's like, I feel like I'm thinking too much about pain instead of just squatting. And then I'm also like very conscious of like, okay, I'm bending my knee a little bit too much, right? But like nothing is happening. I feel like the knee sleeves are really helping with this. So I'm just trying to relax and go through my normal motions and then just squat the weight, right? So we're going from like almost a, not injured mentality, but I'm like somewhat injured. I'm not hurt to where I can't lift, but like I'm transitioning from like, hey, you're being tender with your knee to, hey, we need to squat a fuck ton of weight. So I'm making that mental transition actively as I'm squatting. It's like, hey, everything's good for this training session. Even if you feel a little bit of discomfort, it's gonna be fine. Push through it and just squat the weight. 595. Let's see how this feels and looks. It's funny because ironically, the heaviest set was the best looking set. I was noticing that like on my warm-up sets, I just was not really squatting like all the way to depth because I was so nervous and I was contemplating like I was thinking about my knee the whole time. And on the last, obviously the single, I'm like, treat this like your third attempt at Sheffy. The celly was all types of fucked up, but treat this like your third attempt at Sheffy. And it's like, you gotta lock in. There's like a mindset for your first attempt, second attempt, and then your third attempt. And I was like, I gotta tap in for this third attempt where I'm like thinking about like, yo, make it undeniable, squat to depth, and just get the job done. So we did that. It moved pretty solid. Like I think it moved really smooth. But I definitely feel like it's okay. I felt a little bit of tension as I was sitting down a little bit, but it's not bad. So we have a top back down set, but it's like, man, I don't think I could go all out like that. It's supposed to be RP 7 to 8. So I'm just gonna sit around, contemplate what I'm gonna do for the first set of 6. And then the last 2 sets are gonna be like easy work because I'm just trying to get out this motherfucker healthy, bro. Like there's no need to further inflame my kneecap. So that was low-key a little trash, but okay, let's break it down. First set of quote-unquote 6, only knocked out 4 reps. Because like, I hate saying this shit, but I threw up on my mouth a little bit. And I have this thing, it's like, if I'm gonna shit myself or throw up during a squat, I call it. I'm not doing all that. I'm not squatting with throw up in my mouth. I'm not sure, like, I ate so long ago, so I'm not sure why I feel like I was gonna throw up, or I'm not sure why I threw up in my mouth a little bit, but I was like, fuck no. So I re-racked it. I mean, you guys can see it wasn't that difficult. And then the second set, I did 595 for a difficult set of 6. And then the last set I did 484. I need to go back and watch because I'm not even sure if it was 6 reps. But the main goal was to hit the 771 and come out unscathed. I feel like my knee's okay. I feel like we're good. So accomplished the goal. You know, I was able to come in, squat some heavy weight, and leave somewhat healthy, and live to fight another day. So hopefully I'm just gonna I'm basically gonna spend the rest of the week getting my knee right. But that was a solid session. I was basically squatting on one leg. I was compensating so much for this leg. I was putting no pressure on it really. But overall, good session. I'm fucking fatigued. I'm gonna go drink some water, do some cardio, and then call it. Oh man, now that I'm back home, my body's starting to feel it. So I'm gonna run the Epsom bath, eat lunch, and get to work. Have to do some reads and get this video edited out for you guys to tap in. But man, we are less than 4 weeks out. It's January 6th today, and I will be flying out in 3 weeks because I leave on the 27th, I believe. So I'm gonna be flying out in 3 weeks to go to Sheffield to compete in my second Sheffield and hopefully break the 93 kg world record and get my first opportunity to battle the 93s. Gustav, Emil, very, very excited to do that. But man, my body is cooked. It's so cool to I think it's important to show the process of what it's like to be dealing with something and then how I mentally kind of overcome that. Because I'm really proud with how today's session went. You guys don't know how nervous I've been for today's training session just because, number one, 350 coming off of a deload is insane. Like literally last week I was squatting 595 and that shit felt pretty heavy. And the next week now, even with my knee basically at 85%, I was able to squat 771, and I've been watching it over and over again, and it's like, was that 771? Because how fast that move was crazy. Joey's coaching feedback was, obviously we want to get just a tad bit deeper. He was saying that he felt like my NAPF 782 was just slightly deeper. I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know, man. I feel like my technique was pretty solid. But I mean, he's my coach, so I'm gonna listen to him. But I felt like it was a really, really good squat, really fast. Obviously, just coming in with working with limited capacity of my knee. I mean, that was really, really good. I was literally squatting and still kind of nervous about it. But even next week is gonna be even crazier. So just gotta focus on recovery at this point. Gotta lock in with diet, nutrition, stress, all that kind of stuff. So, woo, man, what a whirlwind, right? We went from fucking having necklaces banned and celebrations banned to they're gonna postpone that basically until Sheffield is finished. And then your boy is as strong as he's ever been. I was just thinking about next week's squat session and shit. I might bust down the PR. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning into today's YouTube video. Like always, if you guys like today's YouTube video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Get better today. I'm out.
Niggas been counting me out. I'm counting my bullets. I'm loading my clips. I'm writing down names. I'm making a list. I'm checking it twice and I'm getting them hit.